Hello, everybody, and we are going to talk about downloading and installing fonts. Our fonts are Bebas Neue, Open Sans, and Railway. The two top ones can be found at both Adobe Fonts and at Google Fonts. And Railway is at Google Fonts. You'll find this one at Google Fonts only. So I have already pulled out the sites, the font sites, and let me show you how to download. Now there are two ways how you can get your fonts, the fonts that you need for your project, into your applications. One of them, and that's very convenient, especially for those of us who use universities' license to access InDesign, Photoshop, and the other applications in the Creative Suite. So that just means that you go to Adobe Fonts, find your font, and then you click on Activate, and I'll show that. The other way is to go to Adobe. Well, Adobe doesn't give you that opportunity, but Google Fonts, you go there, you find your font, and then you click download, and it should download into your download cache. This is really important. It should go into download, and then you click on the font, and that brings up a control panel, and you just say install. So these are two ways. One, just by activating, you get the font into your applications. And that works if you have the Adobe Creative Suite license or you have other access to it. And so that's one. The other way is using Google Docs. So let me try and share my screen here. I've already kind of found all the fonts at the sites, and I'll just show you how it works. If I can share a screen of something that's not on my desktop. So, okay. So this is Titilium, and that's, you see, it's Google Fonts, and I have a number of weights here, which is good. It's not Titilium text that we have in the template that we are using, but Titilium Web, looking at it, pretty much gives us what we need. So I'm going to do download family, and it goes into my download folder here. And so it downloads as a zip, and then I double click, and I have all these weights here. So I can do one or two things, but it seems to me that installing it onto your computer, maybe it's more laborious, but installing it onto your computer actually makes it available to the apps better, because I've had problems with Titilium in particular. So let's say I want Titilium Web Lite. So I do this, double click, and I have this control screen here, and just click on install font. And it goes, you see here, onto my computer. Now, you may be asked to provide a password so that Fontbook can install that new font onto your computer. And here it is. Let's see, Titilium Web. It's here. I have something Titilium Text 25L. That's not exactly what I wanted. So that's one way. Downloading, double click on the font in the download cache, and then install. And it's going to be installed on your computer. of course, you can do also this. You can go, let's say, a computer or all fonts or user, any one of those. And you see here the plus sign, and it takes you, you go to your downloads here, and we'll look for Titilium. Okay, so I have Titilium text here and Titilium web. So let's see. Okay, so open. After the plus sign, I said open, and it brought it in here, also on the computer. And I'm going to just finish what I'm doing here, and also import and install the web version. And it just, yeah. So it brought it over. So now I have all the Titilium versions here on my computer. So that's one way. Now I am going to, hopefully I can demonstrate Open Sans. I understand somebody doesn't have them on their computer. So Open Sans is available at Google Fonts. And what we just do, we just download again the family, and we do exactly the same thing that I did with Titilium, okay? So now I have it in my download folder. I'll go double click, it will come up in the control panel, and then I say install. But let's look at one, Google Fonts, Google Fonts, Google Fonts, Google Fonts. Okay, so it seems I don't have the, let me see what I can get to Adobe Fonts. And go to Browse Fonts. And then here in the search line, I'm going to, let's look for Devas Noi. And I have several of them here. One of them is deprecated. Do not download that because that means it's no longer valid. And, so let's say I want to, so you see here, I already have them all activated. But what it basically means is that when you get to this screen and this is kind of grayed out, it means if you want to activate it, you just move it over. And when you get the blue stuff, it's activated on your computer. So that's much faster. The point is that not many of the fonts, the more modern fonts, are really in Adobe Fonts. A useful kind of resource for students is Typekit web fonts. So you may want to use that in the future. So with that, I'm going to complete this presentation about fonts and upload the video. See you a bit later because I want to talk about the buttons, how to make buttons in our template.